Welcome to the Ordinary Guy Garage. I'm Scott, just an ordinary guy. So today we're going to work on the 32 again, do some firewall work, so hang on. Alrighty, so sitting here thinking about the 32, warming up a little bit to the fireplace, trying to get it, break the chill off in here a little bit. So anyways, my last video, I worked on the firewall and cut down the doghouse area, transmission tunnel, to make it a little bit more workable for me. And it was really nice because I haven't worked on this thing in about a year, and I was having trouble getting started because I just hadn't got a roll going yet. I still had a lot of stuff in my head, and I was able to get a nice bite out of it. So today I'm gonna finish up that firewall. I don't know if I'll fully weld it, but I'll get it all finished up and tacked in there anyway. So, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. So anyways, let's get going. All right, the plan is, to make a piece that goes along here that I could weld to that, and then has a kick out that I could fit into here and weld all that together on both sides. So I'll make a pattern with the poster board. I'll make a pattern with the poster board, but I think first thing I'm gonna do is get a rough measurement so that way I can kind of cut the poster board down a little bit before I start, because otherwise it's gonna be all in the way. So anyways, it looks like the transmission, it kind of has a, you know, the actual bell housing part, and then it goes into the transmission itself. So I think right about here, right about where that vent is, I think that's about as far as I want this piece to go, and then I'll have a flatter piece that'll go here that I could just kind of make for that. So for there, bringing it down, let's say 8 inches. I'll make it 8 inches wide, or you know, that way. And then I have this other piece that I cut out of here that was up here. So I could actually measure this out for that length. And then I'll just add about 3.5 inches on either side. So I'll do that measurement plus 7 inches by 7, wait, that one plus 7 inches, and then 7.5, about 7 inches that way. All right, let's go measure that out. Okay, so I took a piece of like 5/16 fuel line here, and I taped it to the transmission, on the contour of the transmission, just so that way when I make my pattern and my piece, I know that I have a little bit of space there. Trying to get it close, but I don't want it that close. So went ahead and I cut this out, this pattern out. And it sets in there pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace this out. I kind of did this, I gotta get this line here out of my way, but you can kind of see on that spot right there, maybe. I kind of trimmed, or, you know, marked it off a little bit. So let's go trace it onto a piece of sheet metal and see if it fits. Okay. This was a earlier failed attempt at a doghouse, but it actually, I can get the piece I need out of it, so this is why we hang on to stuff. Yeah, and I already marked it out on there for the most part. So I'm just gonna do What I should do here is mark that back line on it too. All right, that fits in there good. I'm gonna cut it out. Let's see. All right, that's a bit of a rough cut there, but that's all right. This needs to be trimmed anyway, so let's go see if it fits, or how close it fits. Let's see how it fits. That can go back behind there. Line those up. Kind of fits. Okay, let me get around the other side. Right there. Okay. I gotta notch it right here. I'm gonna give it a notch. Yeah. Put a notch in it right there. No, it's close. All right, let's trim it down some more. Take it back over to the bench. Okay, got it all tacked into place. Yeah, got it all tacked into place. I mean, yeah, it looks a little rough, but you know, I haven't done a lot of sheet metal work before, so I'm learning right now. And this is a very difficult piece to make, as I'm finding out. And you know, learn as you go. But this is where I'm at with it right now. Let's maybe, I guess you're good right there. This is where we were. I had about 7 inches of space right there is what I was starting off with. You know, measuring my feet, you know, I mean, they're, you know, I need a lot more space than that. You know, it'd be 10, 11 inches just to set my feet side by side, not even, you know, moving them around. So, so I needed more space. So drop this down, brought that in, and then my seat position, like in the last video, my seat position, I decided to move it back some more, give myself just a little bit more room. And then this is just kind of a rough idea of what I'm thinking. Because now this is, you know, I'll cut all this in, you know, fit it the rest of the way. All this fits the transmission really well right now. So I'll get all this cut in and fixed up and get it all welded and trimmed. But as an idea, you know, I don't, with the seat back, I don't need to have my foot right here for the brake. It could be back here. It could be anywhere in this spot somewhere. So just as a rough idea, you know, I kind of cut a piece of this out, a piece of cardboard out, so I can kind of get an idea here. Now then, with that, oh, too much. With, let's just use that as an example. If I go right there, that's only given me about 4 inches back from the old toe board. So, and you know, this is not you know, this is just an idea. I'm just kind of thinking this through. Now I have 11 inches of space if I do that. Plus, this isn't such, I'm not on the side of it, I'm more to the top. So I could have the accelerator pedal over here. Kind of would like to line it up with this hole right here, because this, you can see that hole right there about lines up with where the carburetor will become, you know, where the carburetor linkage. So if I have it lined up there, that's actually really good, really good. So I'm pretty happy with that at that spot right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld this up and get it all fitted. You may notice it's a little bit, I don't know if you can see it. I'll go ahead and show you my imperfections here. But let me bring it down so you can get a little better view. What I did, it's a little bit wider over here than it is over on this side. And the method in that madness is there's a dipstick for the transmission comes through here. So I just kind of pulled that out a little bit, and then I'll trim back this here on, you know, below here, and it'll fit in there pretty good. So that's why it's off just a little bit, just for a little extra clearance on the transmission. So, all right, let me go weld it. All right, got it all welded up. Got the 2 pieces patched in on the sides. It's all welded. Only thing I did was I ran over it with a grinder just to knock down the edges, you know, where it's a little bit sharp from the welds. But I'm not gonna finish it anymore on the inside because I'm gonna end up with a sealer all over these here, and then I'm still gotta put in that piece here. But I can't figure that out until I get it back in the car, and that'll be another step. So I don't actually have to work on that for a while. But at least I know now that I can do that, where before I wasn't really sure if it would fit or not. So the money side over here is looks pretty good. came out pretty nice. You can see I cleaned it on this side a little bit, you know, a little bit more of the cleaning, but again, from where I originally, there's a weld up in here from when I originally put it together. There's a weld there and another weld there. So all of those, I'll use like a fiberglass filler, you know, not a lot, just enough to kind of cover it so it'll seal it up. So that way we don't get any moisture back in there and cause it to rust. So I'm gonna call that good on that section right there. As far as the firewall goes, I still have this hole here. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this one because I feel like it's gonna line up really good with the carburetor. These 3 holes are help hold the dashboard in place as a support. So those, well, actually there's 6 of them, 3 on either side. And then as far as the other holes, I'm gonna end up filling all these other holes in. I just don't know yet which ones I'm gonna be using, and you know, so I don't wanna fill a bunch of holes in and then go drill more holes. So I'm gonna leave it just like that for right now. So I guess that's gonna wrap up the firewall for right now. You know, there's still some more stuff to do. I gotta get those holes filled in there like I was saying, but that's a little bit down the road. Gotta make the new toe board, but that'll be a little bit down the road. And you know, I'm happy with the way it came out. I mean, ideally, I would have been able to take one piece of metal, which is what I was trying to do originally, and I wasn't able to just bend it and make it fit. I would have had to shape it. And I don't have that skill yet, or I don't have the tools to do it, and I don't have the skill to do it yet. So I'm doing it like this, and I think it's gonna be fine. You know, it's a hidden spot. You know, that inside piece is gonna get all covered up with sealer and everything, and you know, it's welded good, it's just not all that pretty. But like I said, that all gets covered with sealer and with the floor, you know, carpet and all that stuff, so it'll be fine. The money side looks good, it'll get all painted, and when it's sit back there, you're not even gonna see it because you're gonna be looking at the really sweet looking motor or something, I don't know. But anyways, no big deal. I'm happy with it. So my next step, I think I know my next step is going to be these, on this front here, right there, right in there, I got a little rust spot to patch there. The door needs to be done, but I don't have to do that right now. And then the back, right in front, the wheel wells and all that, there's some rust in there, not much. I have the patch panels to fix them, and here's one of the patch panels for the front area up here. I got one for each side, and got a bunch of stuff for it. So I think I'm gonna get on this stuff here next, get all the patch panels done, the body all in good shape, and all the supports inside fixed and repaired properly. And then I could put the, I got the other thing too. I also have the vent I'm gonna put in. So anyways, more stuff coming up on this. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think or what you would have done differently or any tips on what I could do next. I'm willing to hear. I'm always ready to learn. So thanks again. I'll see you next time. Oh, be safe.